Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Neverwinter Nights. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today for another episode of this huge, epic, fantastic adventure that we're having. And now we're in Luskan! We've been trying to get in here for so long. If only we knew that we could have just shot the guard in the head. But no, we had to go around all of the places. We had good fun though. Let's have a chat with the waitress. This is the first building that we got in here. We got in Luskan. What happened with my, Let's just rest over here, because that's what you do in an inn.
What can I get you?
Aye, something you need? We haven't much. You don't? Well, what is this place? This be the Cutlast Inn. You telling me I'm sorry, guys. I will always stutter on this sort of writing. You telling me you're from out of Luskan? I haven't seen a strange face since the battles started. Yeah, I'm from Neverwinter. From Neverwinter? Huh. Even with that plague of yours, you should have stayed there. Luskan is no place for anybody now. Okay. Can I ask you a few questions? Aye, and be quick about it. Okay, what's going on in town? What's the damn high captains warring on each other? Sure enough, they've been tearing apart the city for weeks now. You can't walk the bloody streets. Each side will think you're working for the other, and will kill you on sight. They loot and burn and murder as they please. I think the whole city's gone mad. Half of Luskan's been torn apart, and nobody knows why. If you have more questions, you should talk to a roof. Yeah, I misread his name, actually. I thought it was a rumph. I have things that need doing.
What can I get you?
Yeah, have you ever heard of any cults in Luskan? Cults? Yeah, we've enough problems, my lord. Cults would be the least of them. Okay, so thank you for that. Who are these people here? Oh, normally we'd be full of bloody rafters with your usual sort of pirates and smugglers. These folks are all locals put out of their homes. The soldiers didn't bother us none, for now, so the inn is a decent place for refuge. A roof's too kind to charge them neither. If you have... Okay, thank you. All the questions and all that. We have a sleeping commoner over here, who says nothing. Having lost his home in these desperate times, this man snores soundly, seeking blissful refuge from reality. And he is asleep, right there, as you can tell. Hey, hello.
I greet you.
Oh, must you brandish that thing about? Can't you put that away? Yeah, I can. If I click here.
I greet you.
Them captains don't care if they tear the city apart. They'll burn it all down, they will. Well, I'm gonna bring that.
Hi there.
Can't go home because my house burnt down. Did it?
Hi there.
Or it's fun because I get to stay up late. Do you? Sure. Hey.
It is a long day.
No, he
I
doesn't
could
like
use a
that.
drink.
Please leave me alone. I do not wish to speak, and I have nothing left to steal, I assure you.
Londa. You have an interesting name, Londa. Who are you? I am, or rather was, the Countess Londa Whitesnow. That means nothing anymore. Now I am merely Londa. Yeah, what happened? I see you intend to be persistent. Very well. You wish to know what is wrong? I shall tell you, though my story is not a unique one here. That evil man, High Captain Baram, invaded our home with his soldiers. He desired all our wealth to pay for his army and his war, no doubt. My husband objected, naturally, without even a thought. Baram, he cut my husband down, murdered him. I still remember his laughter as he took my children, all 9 of them, and turned me out of my home. Once he was done with it, he burned it to the ground. Now my husband is dead, and that fiend holds my children. I know nothing of their fate and have nothing left and nowhere to turn. That is my tale, sir. Yeah. I imagine this would be really how it would work in a city like Luskan, because these guys definitely wouldn't have a bank. These guys wouldn't have any other... I don't know. The only way for them to actually have something else... She was... What? Wait a minute. She said she was... let me try... Okay. Countess. She's a countess, so she has the title. The title doesn't go away. What is she the countess of? Because basically, if she has... Like, if she has lands or if she has subordinates, if she lords over somebody, she will always have that. And there's laws put in... Well, there were historically laws put in place so that the lord would be capable of... this evolved over medieval times, and late medieval times actually changed dramatically regarding how much a lord could exploit the people. But basically, if a lord lost their house, or for whatever reason, or if they didn't want to live in their house, they could live in anyone's house that were under they were in their land for however long they wanted, which was, of course, seen as rude anyway. But it wouldn't be uncommon for lords to just stay for a few months at a time, or even years. I say years, even a year, up to a year, on somebody's house, and they would just have. It actually has a name, that the law that forces the subordinate to house and feed and to attend to the cares of the lord if they chose to stay in their home. It's got a name. I just don't know the name. I know that here in Portugal, we I think it was about the 1300s, somewhere around those times, there was a king that decided that no, our lords were kind of not having the responsibility of upkeeping their castles, because we didn't have too much war back then. Our country kind of kept its borders, its continental borders anyway, European continental borders for a long while. So basically, because they weren't keeping their castles, the king decided, nope, you can't stay out of your castle for longer than a certain amount of time, and that changed a little bit. Let's go with this. I'm not gonna sympathize with her. Don't know why, but I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the good choice, but let's go with this one. At least you're still alive. Forgive me, but that fact currently pales compared to all I have lost. Please, leave me to my misery. Well, there's a really interesting scene in Song of Ice and Fire, and I guess in Game of Thrones as well, where one of the characters also loses, well, everything that they have. One of the rich characters, and they're in the same place with one that is, well, it's also rich. She's also rich, and I'm talking about Jaime Lannister and Brienne of Tarth. When Jaime loses something very, very dear to him, and he just kind of gives up. And she has a brilliant line. She goes, "You get a taste of life going wrong for you," and he just like, "I lost everything," which is very much the case for Londo over there. And this is interesting, but I don't want it. And she's like, yeah, you just need to man up. You just need to push forward and need to keep fighting. Because that's very much, well, oh, we have this again. I don't need this. Dalen, didn't I? I'm sorry, Dalen. I seem to have misplaced your feather. And also a few of other things over here. I got a dagger. Yeah, a lot of, wait a minute, what? I was seeing the wrong lines. Yeah, the dagger doesn't go in there. What is this dagger for? Excuse me. I think it might have been the proof of something, because we changed the act, so yeah. Yeah, but of course, unfortunately, every day, lots of people lose everything they hold dear, and I understand what she says. I mean, I was not compassionate when I said that line of "at least you're still alive." That is, it's very hard to remember why it matters being alive in situations where you lose everything, because identity is a really, really important thing. Let's see. One of the reasons why I love Soma so much. There's nobody here to talk. Soma is a game, by the way. Fantastic game. Fantastic story. And we have Ellen With over here. Wasn't I going to talk to you before? Maybe. Got a little kid over here. Child refugee. And these guys are just guards and customers. Mommy says we have to stay here or we'll die. Yeah, that's a very strong possibility.
Hello there.
Hi. Same portrait. Tell me who you are. I guess I should expect that kind of rudeness. In a place like this anyway, not that I have much choice. My name is Elinwyd, sir, if you must know. And you are? Well, my name is Giladel Valongar. Pleased to meet you. Oh, thank you, Giladel. Please, this is such a terrible day. Is there something you wanted of me? Well, why? What's so terrible about today? Well, my sister, my dear Yvain, is being held by Captain Kurth, the most powerful of the High Captains fighting for control of the city. I have paid him a fortune in ransom, begged him even to release her, but he refuses. There's no authority for me to turn to. Kurth does as he pleases. I fear I shall never see her again. Well, I could rescue her for you, I suppose. Oh, I thank you for your offer, sir, but I mean no offense, but I'd be entrusting the life of my sister to you. Who knows what could happen to her if you fail? Well, you're not gonna stop me from messing around with things, so yeah. I'm sure I can get your sister back safely, though. I suppose I have little choice. The fact that you offer to save her at all is more than most would do. If there is even a chance for her rescue, I must take it. Yeah, thank you for making my point for me. Yeah, I have been told that, because that line could have been just, might as well just have been mine. I have been told that near Kurth's ruined tower there is a gap in the wall which may lead into West Harbor. I have been too frightened to try it myself, perhaps, but perhaps you could attempt it. Here, I'm giving you a ring that belongs to Yvain. If you find her, she will likely be so frightened. Yes, this will help her know that I've sent you. Perhaps it will help. Find Yvain, please, I beg you. Find her, or tell me what has become of her. I will die if I do not know. Sure. I'll do what I can. Thank you, thank you. I shall pray for her safe return. Yeah, and mine as well, I hope. Yeah, I was just checking the waitress out to see what her name tag was, because that might have been a named character, and I might want to talk to her, but no, I have talked to her already, plenty. So, this is the boiler room, I suppose. Potion of Lesser Restoration. Not a terrible deal right there. I think this is yes, indeed it is. We have Potion of Healing, we have Antidotes, and Lesser Restoration. We only have 4 of those. Interesting. Yeah. And over here we have Eagle Splendor, which is, this left thing. Mark Skin. Do I have plenty of those? Eagle Splendor. Yeah, can put it over there. Just so I sell it later, because I don't need more. I don't think I need even 5, but I'm just gonna keep 5 of each, because that's the best thing for right now. Now, let's have a chat with a roof over here. I know, but yeah.
Hey, what?
Well, he gesticulates a lot, but he's really upset with me. Look at him. Just look at that guy. He really doesn't like me. What's this? Another stray looking for refuge at the Cutlass Inn. Ah, fair enough. Yeah, I guess he would say that. The gods know since the High Captain sealed the city, I've seen little enough business. Make no trouble while you're here, however. The fighting mostly bypasses my inn, so it's fairly safe if you wish to stay here. Supplies have been scarce, but I'll serve you as best I can. Well, your waitress seems to be in need of some assistance with maybe plates and stuff? I don't know. Who are you? Name's Aruf Thunderfist, if you must know. I be the proprietor of this inn, although it's not much to look at, and things the way they are. Normally we'd be bustling with all sailor folk and all the travelers that would come through the city. At the moment, all I've got are locals who are taking refuge from the fighting. I've got a few meager rooms available still, and some watered-down ale, but not much besides. That's more than most have, however. Why would I want a room? Well, how much for your rooms? He probably won't. Yeah, I don't need a room, so he doesn't sell it to me. Sorry, I'd like to accommodate you, but the inn is packed to the rafters with refuges as it is. A few meager rooms available. Still. Then he just contradicts himself. Sure, okay. Could I ask you a few questions? Aye, ask if you wish. I suppose I've not much else to do. She's really upsetting me, so I'm gonna pause the game. So, what's going on in Luskan, anyway? Ah, well, that's the biggest question, isn't it? The High Captains have been fighting for weeks now, each trying to kill the other. They've gone completely crazy, I've heard. Each trying to take power in the city for himself. Half the city has been burned down between all the fighting. The pirates in the Mira Bar have completely blockaded the area. Word is that the High Captains got sorcerers summoning monsters to fight for them. It's been complete chaos. Is there any correlation between the plague in Neverwinter and the fighting here? Now that you mention it, word about that plague arrived here right after the fighting started. That's the excuse the High Captains used to seal off the city. They also started drafting every able-bodied pirate and smuggler that was stuck in the ports into their forces. The amount of men that have died here so far probably puts that plague to shame, I bet. Well, I don't know. Do you know what started all of this? Nobody does. The High Captains have always been at each other's throats, but they have never resorted to pitched battles in the streets and creating monsters. Maybe the Arcane Brotherhood wants there to be only one High Captain, not sure. Everyone knows the Brotherhood is the real power here, but they haven't done a thing about all the fighting. Well, actually, if they want... Well, I don't know what their plan is, but... Usually if you are the real power and there's a lot of smaller lords below you, having just one of them is probably worse than having a lot. Tell me about the the Arcane Brotherhood. Oh, hi, sorcerers they are. They live in the host tower on their island just off the coast. Powerful, mysterious bunch. Everyone knows they're the real reason Luskan has the power it does. Nobody knows much else about them, though. They don't let anyone on their island, and word has it they speak only to the high captains. Why they're letting all this fighting go on is anyone's guess. It's not like we can ask them to put a stop to it. Why do I get into their tower? You don't get into the host tower, that's just it. There's a bridge to their island up in the northwest part of the district, but you won't get across it unless the Brotherhood wants you to. I suppose the high captains would know more about it. They're the only ones who might even know, or might even want to go out there, believe me. Sure. So, tell me about them, the high captains. Well, there used to be 5 of them. Since the fighting started, 3 of them have died. Or gone missing, I suppose. Nobody really knows. There's only 2 of them left, Barum and Kurth. The 2 of them have gone mad, I've heard, doing everything they can to kill the other. Yeah, Baron apparently is the really mean one, and the other one is probably mean as well, but let's see. What about Barum? Captain Barum is a slippery one. I'm not surprised this survived. He used to have his base down in the slums, but that was burnt down long ago. Some people say he's retreated down into the sewers with the rats. Don't know how much stock I put into that, though. Oh, interesting. How about Kurth? Now, he's the most powerful of the high captains. Or he was, I suppose. His tower was near here to the west, but that was destroyed last week. I'm told he's taken his bloody hands and barricaded himself in West Harbor. The district's all closed off, so I'm not even sure how one would get in there now, if you cared to. Sure. So, why doesn't anybody put a stop to it? Like who? Luskan ain't part of that Lord's alliance. The Lords are probably praying that the whole city goes up in flames. The high captains each have hordes of soldiers under their command. Nobody can stand up to them, except maybe the Arcane Brotherhood. But they've done nothing. Yeah, so have you heard any interesting rumors? Some people say the High Captain Barum's gone and allied with a pack of necromancers. That's summoned all the undead in the streets. Some say High Captain Kurth is working with the Brotherhood to raise an army to take over the north. Others say Luskan has the same plague as Neverwinter does, but here it's driven everyone mad. I say that just crazy talk, though. It's not. You see what I mean, though? Yeah, you can listen to that nonsense. Truth is, nobody knows what's going on. Sure. He knows the truth. Nobody knows what's going on. Not even the people that are actually doing the things that are going on. Can't take you on your face value. Or can't take your words on face value, basically. So, have you heard any cults in the city? There could be all sorts of religious cults here in Luskan, friend. And nobody would bat an eye about it. If it makes you feel better, I haven't heard anything about cults. Necromancers, perhaps, but not cults. Yeah, can you think of anyone who might know more? About cults? Maybe the priests of the Temple of Tempus, if they're still alive. Otherwise, I can't think of one. Yeah, what was that about necromancers? Nothing really. Some say the High Captain Barum has aligned himself with a group of necromancers, hence the undead in his forces. Not sure that the Arcane Brotherhood would stand for that, though. Of course, for all I know, they may be necromancers themselves. Yeah. I had thought that, yeah. So, let's see. Is there anywhere I can find work here? Hardly anyone is working. The city has more or less ground to a halt for all the fighting. From all the fighting. If you're the adventurous sort, though, I suppose there's people who want things done still. Maybe talk to Mrs. Londa or Elinwyd. They're both folks here at the inn who are desperate to find loved ones. Maybe they'll hire you. I don't know. Okay, well, I suppose that's that. And I've managed to keep her still. And that crack you might have just heard was my neck. Don't worry, it's all fine. It does that from time to time. Yes, off you go. Don't get killed out there. I know. Hey, Adipa, I'm gonna pet you. One of these days, I'm gonna scold you and just say, "You're a big Adipa," which is what I say when I pet her. And she's gonna be really confused. I do that to my cats. I just basically, like, one of them I always say that she's very annoying all the time, even when I'm petting her. She's like, "You are so annoying, aren't you? Oh, so annoying." Something like that. I do have a specific voice for cats. I don't know why. Just how we do. And the other one I just say he's ugly, because he's really ugly. It's like, cat is ugly. It's ugly. What an ugly cat.
I have failed
It's
in
a
the task.
Siamese? I don't know. It's basically like a grumpy cat. I've talked about him before, I think. And I remember, I don't know if he was in this Let's Play. I don't think I mean, it might have been for all I know. But I've talked about him in other videos. And I didn't remember his name. But now I do. It's called Tume. Which is... actually, it's not Thomas. It is a... it's like Thomas. But it's not. It's because we do have a name that is closer to Thomas than... Or Thomas, I suppose. Than Tume. I don't know. It probably is the same name. It's just, you know, spoken differently because names go about the world in many different ways. And I have a potion of lesser restoration. Why do I... Oh, yeah, these guys are giving me... I forgot about that. They gave me rewards and stuff. Okay, so let's see what we have over here. We have a lesser restoration. Oh, maybe I never put it properly in there. Or I just failed at something. Hiccups. Hiccups are terrible. Terrible, I tell you. Okay, so we have a barrel over here with money. Yeah, definitely, we're getting proper money now. Although, well, let's give it a try. Temple of Tyr. Oh. Wait a minute. What? I have something in... Okay, I don't want to be here. Oh, it's the same price. Okay, well, I'll not go back there right away. I also won't pay the 150 just to check out how expensive it is. I thought it was going to go up. So that's good. We're getting... I don't know. We don't really need the money. How high are we? 162,615 gold. Sounds good to me. This is an estate. Jadale family card and all that sort of stuff. Can I steal your stuff, guys? You're very, very friendly, aren't you, Lady Jadal? Yeah, you're very nice. She's very nice. She doesn't mind. Ooh, she doesn't mind. She's a thief. Who would have thunk? Of course she is. She lives in Luskan. All these people are thieves. And I'm not prejudiced at all. Because I am one myself. Although, I'm still prejudiced because I just said all these people are thieves. Hey, lady. I'm going to talk to your guards, though.
I greet you.
She is the mistress of the house. If you have business, please speak to her. Yes, I know.
I greet you.
I can read NPC labels. Just, that's the reason why I talk to you. Because you always go for the person that you don't... Well, not always, but... Well, in this case, I would... Ooh. What's... Wait a minute. I have a key for this? No, I can unlock. That's a different thing. Anyway, we got a healer's kit, which is a nice thing to have. Put it over there, even though we don't use them as much anymore now that we have Dalen. Dalen is really the only NPC that you need. Everything... Well, unless you're a fighter, of course. If you're a fighter, you don't need Dalen. Even then... Well, if you're a fighter, you probably want Lino. Because she is... Yeah, she's really cool.
I don't remember inviting you into my home. What do you want?
She has a brilliant head thingy. I really like that. Well, could I ask you some questions? I'd rather you left my home, please. I didn't invite you, after all. So, if there's nothing pressing... Of course. Who are you? I'm Lady Jadal. My husband is out of the city right now, however. Is there something I can do for you? I didn't ask about your husband. Is she insinuating that I'm here to see her in any manner? As in, you know, just kind of bow wow? No, what's going on in Luskan? I really don't know. It's all such a big mess. My husband... Oh, you're playing that role. Okay. My husband had to go out of town on business when it started. I'm sure he'll explain it to me when he comes back. Do you know of any cults in the city? Well, a good lady friend of mine wanted to start a cult of Soon once. Does that count? Can I say yes? So what's going on in Luskan? Oh, she doesn't know that. Okay, of course, about directions. I don't need directions. Begone and good riddance. Yes. You're also in your portrait. She's looking a little bit on the side of gray. This noble woman carries herself with an air of superiority, yet a troubled expression clouds her features momentarily. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's,
I shall do as you ask.
Oh, yeah, you go for that.
It is done.
Thank you. The Trade of Blades. Penned by Augustus Kale, founder of the notorious Trade of Blades Guild and Free House. This book appears to be a rather lengthy self-published rant on why the city guard of Neverwinter should not be wasting time trying to moderate the activities of mercenaries. Man. That's sure. You say that. That is I don't even. But yeah, that was not proof of anything. Over here we have the wind of by the fireside, which looks pretty interesting. It seems to be a rhyming thing. Let's see. And when you're lost in tactless snow, look up high where the eagles go. My star shines for you. I don't know how to read that. I have a very true. Well, even Shakespeare, he's a master of metric and all that. Even then, well, I guess Shakespeare is really hard to read anyway. But yeah, there's a lot of very well measured rhymes that I have trouble reading anyway. But rhymes that are not, well, I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt by saying it's not meant to be metrically correct. I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt because we have all seen bad poetry, haven't we? That is just like, you know, because when you rhyme, you need to. I keep going on about this every time we read bad poetry in video games. But yeah, that might have been just meant to be read in a more freestyle thing, because that's also a thing. But I have very big amount of trouble reading that because, yeah, it requires training. It requires experience as well. Let's go this way. Because I don't want to cross the river just now. And besides, Luskan might be a very small town, for all I know. That's the signet ring that I need to give to Ivania or Elena, whatever her name is. And we got a door that's very well hidden back here. Let's go inside and see. Ooh. No, it's just a house with nobody in it. Well, I'll be taking everything in here. So, 19 gold right there. We got an Eagle Splendor's thingy-majiggy. Or majibi. There we go. And over here we have a barrel with more Alexandrite. We're just getting a bunch of these. Yep. Just need to stack those over there for tidiness. Because then that'll save me some space. And also, we're at the end of the episode because we're out of time. So let's cross the river on the next one. For right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Neverwinter Nights. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching. Always, thank you so much, and I will see you next episode. Bye-bye.